We're doing composition. This is a board, and on it, I'm going to show you my process for laying out a new painting. It's going to look a little bit like another painting that I've done in the past. It's going to be a companion piece, smaller in size, intentionally smaller in size. Checking my audio levels; they look good. Intentionally small in size. So the water guide. You may have seen it on my Instagram from a while back. It's on my website. So it's going to be a smaller version of that. And we're going to continue to do it in the landscape. And a little dirty. My studio is, parts are okay. Other parts are super dirty. So I'm talking to you a lot about composition. And I'm just going to tell you how I do it. So I don't have the idea completely formed right now. It's in there somewhere, and it's going to come out. So we're going to do a couple things. One is just sketch on the board. It's going to go on a smaller version. I'm going to adjust my easel here. It wiggles around a little bit less. Hey, y'all. This back here on my easel. Okay. I'll wiggle around a little bit less that way. So using a variety of materials today, mostly drawing and inking materials, is what's going to be happening. Check the white balance on this. Looks a little dark. No, it's not so bad. Hello, white balance. How are you doing? We in HDR? We are. That's good. I'm happy with that. Okay. And autofocus servo off. So this paper I'm hanging up is just newsprint. I have 2 sheets of it. Okay. I didn't know this was what I was going to be doing today, but I'm feeling the urge to start a new painting. The other painting I'm working on is coming along pretty quickly, and I like to have a couple in flight. And I'm not quite ready. This other dream I've had, 7 boxes, is not, it's just not, I don't want to force it. It's not naturally coming to me. So giving that one some space. I love how I can freely move around with this new mic in my studio. My studio is, okay. There's stuff everywhere. I haven't drawn a composition in a while. And my materials are a bit scattered. Aha, found it. Okay, great. So here's all my my charcoal and my Conte that I'm going to use. Just give it this little like jar lid. I'm going to start with this rust color. I want to paint. All this drawing stuff. It's part of the process, and I want to paint. Okay, so we're using the golden ratio for this one. I'm feeling like it should have a layout that goes. Oh, I want it to be like this, I think. Yeah, the other one was, the water passage was different in that the spiral was originating here and going that way. So the way this works is I'm going to have a little border around the outside. I'll be drawing that on the board. I'll be inking it. It'll still be visible in the final, whether it's used or not. And then we're going to golden ratio this. Golden spiral. So I'm just feeling out what it might be. I want a lot of action over here. Maybe the origination's here and it goes this way. So I'm just going to rough this in. So this is the big square, and then coming into here. So this square. So the curve is going to be like this. Okay, the spiral. This is really rough. I'm not measuring at all. And then from here, we break this. This would be here. Oh, the outer is not at the correct dimensions. That's okay. I can still build off of this. So we're going to ignore this line here. We're going to drop in a new top line there. This is the composition dimensions now. These are our corners. This is coming up and over. That's a basic golden spiral layout. Actually push it a little bit more that way. Could measure this, right? It follows a Fibonacci sequence. We have 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13, 21. And I don't know what the scale is. I'll have to do some measurements to remember. I have all the planning done, but it's been like 5 months since I made this dimension. I'm not sure what my notes are. Okay, so that's the basics of how it's going to be. I'm going to get my pencil in my pocket and start doing some math for the actual piece here, so I have an understanding. If I remember correctly, on the bigger ones, it's 3-inch border buffer. Just walked across the studio there. Yeah, 3-inch. So this one's 2-inch. So 31 minus 2 minus 2. So 31 minus 4 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 27. Ooh, nice. Nice, 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 nice. Odd number there. Prime. 27 is prime. It feels good. Okay, so I'm going to have to figure out what my translations are. So for 27, pencil. So this is how you do it. 27. Let's get a marker so you can see that. Okay, 27 by something. I'm going to be able to figure this out. My golden ratio, 1618, right? Yeah, 1618. 1.6.18. So the ratio is 1.618. And if I use my modern calculator here, this will happen quickly. So I can see what the next size is. So 27 times 1.618 is 43.68. 43.68. So let's see what the width of this is. I don't remember, but we'll find out. Just use my ruler here. All right, so we're at 48. So 48 minus 4 equals 44. So let's just in the other direction. Let's see if I was targeting a whole number here. If I'm 44 here, 44 even, we can just divide, right? 44 divided by 1.618. So 44 divided by 1.618 gives us 27.19. And we have figured 27. So if I just take 27 and a little smidge, is this really? Let me double check the height here. I might have done this too, not a full inch now that I'm remembering. Yeah, this is 31.25. That's way better. Okay. So that's going to give us the 27.19. Yeah, that's a quarter. Okay. So this is 27.19. Converting that to fractional inches is a little less than a quarter. A quarter divided by 2 is an eighth. So we're going to come in 3 1/8. Sorry, 2 1/8 across the top and 2 1/8 across the bottom. That's going to give us our golden ratio. That actually feels really good. So I'm just going to mark that right now while I'm thinking about it. I love this ruler. It has a center point on it where I can measure easily. So we're going to be 2 inches here, 2 inches there, 2 inches here, 2 inches here. So the reason we do this is it's a bit of a cheat, right? We're using math. I'm going to use math to help. Let me get my corners here. I'm going to use math so that I know that my composition is going to look visually appealing. It's magical, all right? And I know some people are like, magic's not a thing, but it is. It's magical. It means that I don't need to guess if the composition is going to work. I already know it's going to work because of the math. If you use the golden ratio in your layout, the math is going to work. And the composition is going to work if you have an understanding of how it plays. Okay, so this is where the line is. I have the ratio, height width of my painting on the painting surface is the golden ratio plus around 2-inch border all the way around. The 2-inch border is so that I can play with the ratio. I can have things follow the spiral if I so desire. And if they follow the spiral around, then I have room to play on both sides. So this is going to be 2 1/8, right? Here, and 2 1/8. I'll do at least 3, probably 4 ticks across so I get this measurement right. There's no laser leveling or anything like that happening. I just put some gesso on here and make sure it's dry. Yeah, it's dry enough. Composition is so important. If you get your composition right, then you don't need to worry later. You don't need to worry later. Now, a lot of people who are more practical than I am wouldn't be like doing their composition live this size, but I find scale is important. Human scale. I'm an average size human. I'm about 5'10". Average height human. And what that means is that I know there's really no such thing as average when it comes. And I'll draw the spiral on it so that when I'm just in flow later, an appearance in this painting or not, maybe,